Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, bringing you a grand solar minimum update Monday, June 18th, 11:46 p.m. Mountain Time 2018. You're looking at the GSP the Greenland, Central Greenland temperature 4,000 before present to present, modified by Ali 2004. And the arrow shows you where we are at total solar irradiance currently, dropping off a cliff as this 1,000-year cycle repeats itself and the Empire model fails. I have some excellent footage of flooding today that happened in Minnesota, so we're going to get to that right now as a teaser. This flooding happened after 7 inches of rain fell, the second ever recorded in history, and this is just a regular street in a suburban area, which is no longer a street anymore, but in fact a deep channel in a rocky river that is running down the road. Whew. Can't make it up. Welcome to the Grand Solar Minimum. There's a lot to cover, and let's get to it. Let's move on with the update. Hotshot crews deployed as 416 fire near Durango stays put for now. Now, these rains have quenched the fire. Farmington, the 416 fire near Durango, Colorado, reached 30% containment today as temperatures rose and humidity dropped. Firefighters don't expect the fire to grow above the current 34,161 acres today, but say there's a potential for things to pick up later this week. Hopefully, these hotshot crews will quench the flames and this fire will be contained. Much of the fire is now in a state of smoldering and creeping, and active flames have been infrequent. That is because we got tons of rain. The 416 fire team reported Monday morning, however, starts a weather trend that will quickly dry out fuels and re-elevate the fire potential as the week goes on. We live in the desert, guys. In a few days, it is going to be dry here, and we're going to be back to square one. So that's a heads up. Whilst we still have internet, everything else is freezing up. Heavy rain, destructive floods hit Michigan, Wisconsin, and Minnesota. We just showed you this footage. Heavy storms that moved over the upper Midwest over the weekend dropped record-breaking rain over parts of the region, causing destructive flash flooding. We're talking 7 inches of rain falling northern Hawaiian County in upper Michigan's peninsula on Sunday morning, June 17th, causing historic flood damage. We showed you. The worst affected areas include Houghton, Lake Linden, Dodgeville, Hancock, where up to 60 sinkholes and washouts were reported. Several roads and other things were blown out. Just come check the footage. It's epic, and it is definitely torrential. This footage is especially amazing, and we'll get to it right now. Let's blow it up. It's from Twitter. This is the US2 washout that we're about to witness. And there's a car waiting up ahead here. Like, should I go for it? Do you think I should go for it? Maybe I'll jump it. What do you guys think? Maybe I can make it. So he's like looking and he's considering it. But I don't think that that's a good, no, not a good decision. But it is a good decision to reload this particular article that just left us. This is coming from the Capital Journal. 2 tornado wrecks trees, buildings northeast of Miller. Came with big hail and rain. That is a silo that is now a schmilo. Lee Conkley watched on the West Saturday night as a tornado came across his farm home 13 miles northeast of Miller, South Dakota. The hail and winds and rain were already damaging his corn and soybean fields. That's more crop loss, isn't it? Yes, I believe it is. And that's boom. It's the first crop loss boom of the night. We have flooding, rains, and hail, well, which is typical of most spring weather. But the Wasatch Front was pounded with hail, quarter size, a little bit bigger. The National Weather Service in Salt Lake City has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for central Salt Lake County and northern Utah on Monday. Expect 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts today, quarter size hail. Whew, they must have got hammered. They got slammered. And that's not all. They got snow up in the Beartooths. This is not going to work out for us tonight, is it? Snow closes Beartooth Pass. Beartooth Pass is inaccessible due to heavy snowfall. This warning came out at noon today, 12:16 p.m. exactly. US 212 was closed between Chief Joseph Highway and the pass. Now, the Beartooth Pass was open on June 1st, but closed briefly the next day due to drifts, and closed again today on the 17th due to heavy snow. The current closure does not preclude travelers from reaching Northeast Gate to Yellowstone, which is still accessible via the Chief Joseph Highway in Cook City. It's summer. Hail takes a toll on southern Manitoba crops. Recovery depends on the extent of damage and crop stage. Some farmers are just reseeding. That is a pointy hail. Pointy, mother. That's a pointy hailstone. Yes, this is coming from government and military, the 7 Ps. That means proper prior planning prevents piss-poor performance when this falls onto your crops. Oh, what is that on there? Is that like a pube? Let's go quickly by there. Whew. What is that? That's the hail front. There's the author. Look at those trendy glasses. Man, that guy, I want to know him. Whew. Alan, you're so Dawson. Tornado touches down in northern Taranaki. This is in New South Wales, while region is hammered by thunderstorms, wind, and tablespoon-size hail. This is how they do it in the southern hemisphere. They don't use balls. No golf balls, no tennis balls, nothing. Tablespoons. And that's the southern hemisphere boom of the spoon. An amateur photographer captured a moment of a tornado came near through Taranaki. A day of wild weather also brought gale force winds, thunderstorms, and hail the size of tablespoons, according to Geoff Christophers, who was driving on State Highway 3 towards North Plymouth at 2:10 on Monday when he saw the tornado and tablespoons falling from the sky. Video will play in 1 second. Boom. Let's do it. Let's get in on there. The North Taranaki tornado with tablespoon-size hails. There it is. You're witnessing it all. This apparently is a field of grass, inedible to humans, but cows love it. That was it? No, it's just parsing. It's given the benefit of the doubt. Now, this is probably an F1, potentially an F2. You can see some small barns being ripped up and other debris here in the debris field. So this could be approaching an F2. But we really don't have the close-up to know. But this is amazing footage of tornadoes in the southern hemisphere. And I don't cover it at all. And a lot of you people are chiming in, you alarmists, saying that the weather in Australia is normal. If this is normal, I'm sorry. I'm just reporting what the media is saying. Severe weather warning as extreme cold front hits Australia. Take a look. It's going way north. So this is big news. And it is not normal. According to what I'm reading and all of the data I can find. A severe weather warning is in place for New South Wales. Destructive and gusty winds are expected, unless that's normal. Wind gusts up to 90 kilometers are anticipated, which according to some of you commenting is normal. This weather warning is in place for Hunter, Metropolitan, Lewarra districts, and winds from the Tasman Sea flow upward into the state. Residents of these areas are being warned of strong gusty winds during the morning. Between 60 and 90 kilometers are possible, and that doesn't look like rain. That looks like snow. It is winter. But while across Australia the temperatures have plummeted, even breaking records in parts of Queensland. Guys, records, that means it's not normal. That means it's never happened. If you don't know what a record is. Okay. Australian cold snap produces heavy snow, challenges records. If it's a global warming world, why are we breaking cold records in the southern hemisphere when the bomb said there was going to be no snow? Australia hit with the extreme cold front as snow hits, and people are warned of dangerous conditions, not normal conditions. Sydney is coping with the worst of the freezing weather, lashing towns and cities along the Australia's east. And the bad news is it's going to get colder. Yes. Icy temperatures are blasting Sydney as chilly front continues to smash the eastern seaboard. Normal, according to people that are commenting. The city was hit with the wild weather overnight and brought freezing winds and rains below 10°C. A complex low over the Tasman Sea is directing a vigorous westerly airstream over New South Wales to head south to southwesterly change, which will move along the east coast. It's not just Sydney feeling the cold front as the weather system lashes Australia's other eastern cities and towns. So if you think it's normal, please continue to comment. but I'm just reporting on the records that are being broken. That's it. Japan earthquake kills 4 and raises fears of aftershocks. It was reminiscent of the 7.3 Hanshi Kobe quake of 95 that killed 6,000 in the same region. A child, 3 elderly people were killed by a strong earthquake that struck the bustling metropolitan area on Monday. Seismic update. No new quakes of note. 5.9 in the Easter Island region. And we have a quake coming out here in the mainland of Australia, which is very infrequently published by the USGS. This is an anomaly, 4.4 in Laverton. If you guys know anything about that, please leave some information down below. This Hawaiian volcano is not stopping. It is filling the void with perpetual 3.0s. This is bad news, guys. Look at that. Just in the last 3, 4, this in the last 2 hours, we're talking hundreds of quakes. Look at this. So, and there's no major activity in the last 24 hours. The last blast here, a long time ago at 5.3. So we're waiting for some major activity to come here as there are a long string of foreshocks in the 3 magnitude range continue to pummel that main caldera. Whew. Look at that list. Heads up. Worldwide volcano news update. We have Durango, continuous emissions, Fuego, Ibu, Kilauea, Mayon, Yasur, and Sakurajima. If you want the facts, the links are below in the description box. Go get them. Lava from Kilauea volcano is now hotter and more fluid. Check this out. Whew. You're glad you waited for this. Trust me. This is insane. These are USGS scientists sitting on the flank here just a day ago, about to go up to take a sample from the edge of the lava flow, and they are like, no way. Take a look what they do. We're going to go back to the beginning. They're there about to take a sample. That lava river is moving 60, 70 miles an hour by them, and they're like, no way. I don't care. I get paid $32,000 a year to do this job. I'm here to surf. I am not taking a sample of that lava river. Good job, USGS. You saved your arses. This is not something you walk up and go sample. Anything can happen. This is an unpredictable, very high speed, vortical. Look at the vortice in here. Look at it spinning as it flows to the ocean to create that lace plume. Amazing. Shield volcanoes are some of the safest volcanoes to go by while erupting, but this is not. Take a look at the lava bombs that just blow up here. Get out of Dodge, scientists. It's not worth it. You have families. Whew. I'll leave you links to this. You can watch it all day. It is insane in the membrane, and that's a boom. That's an insane in the membrane boom. And you can read the article about lava's volcano now hotter, thinner, faster, and totally unapproachable. Galapagos volcano eruption map. Where are the Galapagos Islands? What volcano has erupted? We talked about this a week ago. Stop emailing and messaging me about something that we've already covered. Please watch the channel daily and you'll know that we cover events that happen moments after they happen. So the next day it's already been covered. So stop wasting my time. Watch the videos daily. Bright fireball streaks over Belgium. Nearly 170 reports received. A bright fireball was observed streaking through the sky over Europe. And this was just on June 16th. The event lasted several seconds, not associated with any meteor shower. And we're going to see more objects like this entering the atmosphere as the magnetosphere wanes. And the boundary between our atmosphere and space gets closer. That's going to allow more cosmic rays to penetrate and more fireballs to enter, just like this. This is a plasma tail. Notice the color, light green. It's an electrical universe, kids. If you don't know about it, check out the Thunderbolts project over at thunderbolts.info. I'll leave a link down below. Why is it not carbon dioxide? Well, according to Douglas Cotton, who's now a new friend of the channel, who just commented on our video the other day, this is his website, whyisitnotco2.com. So come check it out. He uses the same graphs as we do because he's a scientist. And he's an independent guy and no one's swaying his ideas because he has knowledge. These peaks are associated with planetary movements, not human activity. The cabal on earth that wants you to believe that you pay your taxes wants you to believe this is because of you. It's your fault. It wasn't your fault back here in the medieval worm. It wasn't the Romans' fault because they made all this industry. And the ancient Egyptians, it's not their fault that they built the pyramids. It's the fault that our solar system acts this way. These are cosmogenic forces in the form of orbital perturbations. If you don't know what that means, Google it. Times are changing. Facts are in. You want to know more facts? Come over here to whyit'snotco2.com and learn about planetary physics. Learn about the experiment with the centrifuge machine, which refutes the radiative greenhouse hypothesis. In fact, it's total nonsense. We know it. They don't know it yet. But here's more good information for you to go get. Gobble it up. Thank you, Doug. You know Lee Wheelbarger, so do I. I just talked to him. He's coming on the radio show Wednesday to answer your questions. Yes, Lee Wheelbarger is going to be the modern day Swami. He will answer all the grand solar minimum questions you pose. Simply comment below with your question. Simply start your comment with, Dear Lee, and then put your question. Like, will the grand solar minimum cause a blackout? Will the grids fail? How can I protect all my electronics from EMP? Your questions will be answered Wednesday night on Revolution Radio Freedom Slips. That's 10 p.m. to 12 midnight East Coast time, 7 to 9 for you West Coasters, 8 to 10 for me, and any other time for you wherever you live. So do the math. Listen to the show and leave your questions below for Lee Wheelbarger. We'll answer them live. It's kind of a mailbag show, only it's using modern technology. Comment below and your question will be answered if you do it in the format I requested. And I promise you, that's a boom, and a boom promise from Diamond. Proper prior planning prevents piss poor performance. This is coming from government and military. The 7 P's means proper prior planning prevents piss poor performance. Guys, I hope you got something out of the video. Lee Wheelbarger will join us Wednesday for our show. I was asked to write a foreword to a book that is about to be released to let you learn how to survive and thrive in the future, to grow your own food and survive and thrive, you and your family, your group. It's going to contain all of the modern technology. It's going to contain all of the links and resources you need to learn how to do it yourself. Abundance is the key to surviving and thriving in the future. You need to be providing for your own. There will be a day when there will be no more food on the shelves. And that will be a bad day unless you have bought this book, read my foreword, and done the necessary steps to be self-sufficient and self-reliant. That means you don't ever have to leave your house. I love sitting here for days on end making meals with everything that I've produced. So, there's a way you can make your own life self-sufficient and sustainable. This is the Cliff Notes for the Encyclopedia of Abundance. In these uncertain times, many are looking for answers to many pressing questions related to food security. With the climate changing dramatically and geopolitics driving the planet into the ground, we need to start thinking about our own safety and survival and how we can survive and thrive in the future. Fortunately, we need to look no further than the past to answer these pressing questions. You see, the past is the key to survive and thrive in the future. Throw in a few technological advances to add resilience and yield and abundance is available for anyone. You must first learn to fail in order to succeed. The following pages are the cliff notes for the Encyclopedia of Abundance. This is a book that's about to come out that we're going to be obviously talking about on the channel that is involved in proper prior planning, because that will prevent piss poor performance in the future we're going into. So please join us on our journey as we descend into the grand solar minimum, and each and every one of us learns what that means and what we need to do to survive and thrive in the coming times. Here's where we're headed. Be safe. We love each and every one of you.